Good morning, everybody. So it's Monday. I'd love to be going somewhere new, seeing some new sights. Like, I've been itching to find a new trail. But, well, what was it, like last Thursday? I had to wake up super early for the doctor. The next day I had to go pick up prescriptions. And then, like, the last 3 days have been, like, torrential downpour, half an hour break, torrential downpour, and right now we're in the half an hour break. So I decided I'd get some exercise. I needed to get some air, so here I am. It's Monday. Not that that particularly matters, and I have no idea what time it is. That's completely, like, honest. I have no freaking idea. I imagine it's probably like 1 o'clock. I didn't check the time before I even left. It doesn't really matter. It's all the same. I was strongly considering bringing an umbrella, but I decided that, whatever happens, happens. I mean, I'm not going to melt, and I'm not going all that far. If anything, it might be slightly refreshing because it's a little bit humid out today. It's a nice day, but it's one of those days where, I have two different types of days when it's really hot out, really summery like. The humid days where it's like I'm really sticky feeling, like I feel like I rolled around in bloody maple syrup. And then the really hot days, and it feels like I bathed in oil. And I hate both of those days. The oily days, not as much. I don't hate that as much as the sticky days. The sticky days are disgusting. Like today. Today I feel like, you remember those little dudes you could buy that got like the sticky balls for hands and a sticky ball face, and you could throw them at a wall and they stick to it? I feel like one of those guys. Like I could like run and face plant into a wall and just stick there like Velcro. I absolutely hate it. The good news is, with the large amount of rain, most of the bugs are hiding out, so, trading one evil for another. So that's kind of nice. I mean, honestly, I can go get a shower, so the sticky feeling, it'll go away. Hiking through all those bugs, that's just horrible. My doctor called. Got my blood work back. Apparently, it's weird. Like, I don't know how to. I tried to gauge the way she talked, but I'm not. I don't think I'm in any immediate danger, and I don't think there's anything major wrong. But she did say there was like a pretty big abnormality in my cholesterol levels. And she said that I should, watch my diet better. And I'm pretty far off from the amount of exercise and diet I used to do. But my diet still isn't like horrible. And she said a lot of it could be genetics, because my father, he died really young of a heart attack, and just a lot of people in my family have heart issues or cholesterol issues. So she said a lot of it could be, considering that I told her that my diet was probably better than average. I would like to think my diet's probably better than average. It's not good, but I mean, this is America and you hear the stereotypes. I like to think it's better than average. So, and I think my exercise is probably better than average, maybe. I mean, I don't know now. I've been, like I said, a lot of things have changed. Diet and physical exertion has changed since a lot of the different lifestyle, I used to have manual labor jobs and do actual work and have more motivation to get out and hike and stuff. Now it's like, shut your mouth, give me the cupcake, and, I'm going to go hide in my room for 2 hours. It is what it is, So, I guess, I'm supposed to lay off trans fats. Now, I don't think I eat a lot of trans fats. I think, the biggest provider of trans fats in my diet would probably be, any of the frozen dinners I eat. Or if I do eat a tasty cake or something. I'm pretty sure, I've been out of the science and dietary, lifestyle for quite a while. But I'm pretty sure trans fats are the fats that stay solid at room temperature, like lard and butter, things like bacon grease. I was kind of curious if coconut oil counts, because coconut oil can be solid at room temperature. But I don't think it'll count, because it's pretty, I don't know. I don't know. I've been out of the loop for a while, and even when I did do a diet, it was the Ketos diet, which was low carbs, and you could eat as much fat and protein as you wanted. You just had to eat a very, very low carb diet. So I didn't concern myself with the fats too much. I did know that eating pork compared to chicken, chicken was better, or eating fish compared to corn-fed beef was better. But I mean, I didn't have to concern myself with it nearly as much, because I wasn't particularly doing it for health. I wasn't doing it for vanity either. I kind of just wanted to see. I don't know why I was doing it. It was the same reason I went and did the vegetarian thing. It was just to see if I could, how long I could last, or if I could meet a certain goal, or if I could achieve something else. My goal going into it, my high-end goal going into it, was getting a six-pack. I knew that was probably never going to happen. Not only my metabolism doesn't really allow for major muscle growth unless I eat 6,000 calories of lean protein or something. And getting your BMI that low, body mass index, amount of fat compared to muscle, or amount of fat compared to overall weight, your body mass index, getting it that low is unhealthy. It's people that do that are doing it for vanity, because they're not doing it for their health. So I got to a 4-pack, and then I don't want to say I quit, but I was happy. That was about as far as I figured I would achieve, So I wasn't too upset about it. And that was living a fairly lax lifestyle. I was working a lot, I was moving a lot, but I mean, my diet wasn't ridiculously strict. I wasn't I wasn't no alcohol, no food past 7 o'clock, or absolutely no bread. I was the bread thing I kept a pretty tight lock on, but I mean, I was pretty chill with it. And it was just the amount of workout I was doing and the amount of protein I was taking in. My muscles were building way faster than I could store fat, because I was burning so many calories and doing so much. My muscles were constantly strained. There wasn't too many days that I went to bed and I wasn't I don't want to say sore, but I didn't go to bed and was feel like I worked that day. So my muscles were constantly building themselves. So I didn't store a lot of extra calories, because everything I was eating was fairly good food, fairly good calories. But yeah, long story short, I don't really know I don't really know what to do. Like, I figured I would be a little more conscious about what I am eating, but she said a big majority of it is probably hereditary. And if that's the case, can't really do much about that. Unfortunately, my family is my family. So, that is what it is. Excuse me. I could try to cut back on some things, but, like, I was really thinking about it, and I was like, besides frying my tomatoes in butter, or the random frozen dinner I eat, I don't eat a lot of trans fats. I don't eat potato chips, and I know this ain't trans fats, but I don't drink soda. I don't do a lot of the things I don't do like a really bad stuff that people do, like soda and chips and, you know, heavily salted or heavily sugared foods. Like, I don't do a lot of that. So it's hard for me to really think of what I could cut back on. And, like, one thing I considered that I hate myself for considering it, it's like smoking, you know, because it's part of, like, who I am, or drinking alcohol. It's kind of part of, kind of like, in my coding, so to speak. It's hard for me to want to, like, quit it, because I feel like I'm losing another part of what I am, and I already lost so much. But I was considering trying to quit or cut back on energy drinks. I typically drink 1 or 2 a day, and I was thinking that, you know, that could be something that I could improve upon, but out of all the things I could be doing, like, energy drinks are better than alcohol and soda. Maybe, I don't know. The ones I drink might be, because I particularly choose the ones that are 0 calories. So, they might be a bit healthier than, like, Mountain Dew. So, I don't know. Like I said, I've been out of that. I've been thinking, like, I used to pride myself on seeking knowledge. I used to pride myself on having a problem, dissecting the problem, and then systematically solving that problem. And now it's like, I don't know what's truth, I don't know what's lie, I don't know where to really start. I lost that motivation. Talking to Miss Doctor, actually, talking to Miss Doctor actually made me think these things of it. I was like, you know, I learned all this stuff. What if it's all a lie? Like, I tried so many things to learn more about science, biology, and being better and solving problems, and even as simple as, like, word scrambles and Sudoku. I used to love that stuff because it got my brain working. And now it's like, how much of it's a lie? How much of it's actually ever going to help me? I don't know. It's just, I could learn nuclear physics. I'm not saying I actually could learn nuclear physics, but I mean, I could learn nuclear physics. But if no one hires me, or I don't have a lab to further my learning, it's not going to get me anywhere. I can learn how to completely tear apart and reassemble a car, but if I don't get a job in a auto body shop, or I don't open my own auto body shop, what good is it? I'm a firm believer, like, having the knowledge is a good thing, but sometimes acquiring knowledge, especially when something doesn't interest you, is a lot harder work. Like, when I learned more about the ketose diet, a lot of it was because I had a girlfriend that had diabetes, and then after that, I had a girlfriend whose father had diabetes. A couple of my family members had diabetes, And I was always interested in being strong, I guess, being more fit. I don't want to be able to run a marathon, but I want to be able to enjoy life. Like, you get what I'm saying. I'm not going for, Mr. America or whatever they call it. I'm just trying to maintain a level of activity. So it interests me because I greatly enjoyed biology, I greatly enjoyed science, and I was kind of fond of my girlfriends at one point or another. So living with somebody with diabetes, that takes up a large portion of their life. So me learning about it just kind of came natural. The only thing about science that ever bothered me is, why do they name them such big, name things such big, huge, annoying names that are hard to spell, hard to pronounce, hard to memorize, when it's something so important? It's like, if you'd want somebody to learn about it, you would think you'd keep it as simple as possible. But, once again, I'm obviously not in control of the world, because if I was, there would be a lot of things different. I don't know. I know I said that like 1,000 times already, but I really don't. I really don't. Like, I was thinking about making an episode on making my own Halloween costume, and I was gonna make one of a drunken boxer. And I keep thinking of different ways I can do it, but it's August. It's almost the end of August. I don't really have any money to get all the supplies, so I don't really know like how much in my house I could actually use to complete it, if I even could complete it. And that was gonna be an episode. But the sewing machine that was in my closet, she got rid of. So anything fancy with that I could have done is out the window. And all the art supplies are in boxes upon boxes in the attic. And that's like trying to get through an obstacle course. It's like trying to get through an obstacle course that has like 5 random endings, and you never know which one's the right one. So it's not something that's high on my to-do list. And like, I know how to sew, I know a lot of arts, but I'm nowhere near proficient. It's like I said before, I'm kinda good at everything. I really am. But I'm not great at anything. It's like a trade-off, I could do anything, basically, but you can always find someone better because I'm just average at everything. It's a good thing to have for, general needs, but if you ever want to be good at something, it kind of locks you out of that, because you're like, you can only get to a certain skill level, whether it's physical, mental capabilities, or pretty much. Whether it's a physical hindrance or a mental hindrance, like not being able to obtain the knowledge, not being able to properly understand it, losing interest, I can only get so far with, that's just how it is. I'm good. But there's a cap on my skills. It's like if you're doing a video game and you pick like a specialist, like an archer or something. I would be the dude that's like, it's like Druid class or something, where it'd be like, well, you could be an archer, you could be magic, you could be melee, but you're not really good at any of them. You're kind of just there to pick up the slack where the team lacks. And that bugs me, because I don't want to be the star of the show. But I don't want to be doomed to a life where all my potential's wasted. Where I'm like, well, you're just the fill-in guy. You just do what's completely necessary because we can expect a mediocre job from you, and that's better than not getting the job done at all. If that makes sense. That's kind of how I feel, I guess. Not alright, I'm almost at the end of the trail, and I hope this rant was long and confusing enough. I will see you eventually.